Vampires have long been a part of human mythology, with the earliest recorded references dating back to ancient civilizations, where tales of these undead creatures first emerged. Over the centuries, the concept of the vampire has evolved and changed, appearing in Gothic literature and eventually making its way to the silver screen. The concept of vampires can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where they were often depicted as blood-sucking demons and spirits. These beliefs likely stemmed from a fear of death and a desire to explain the mysteries of the afterlife. Over time, the idea of vampires evolved and took on different forms in different cultures. In Eastern Europe, the belief in vampires became particularly prevalent during the 18th and 19th centuries. It was said that a vampire would rise from the grave at night to feed on the blood of the living, and if you were bitten, you would become a vampire yourself. It was during this time that vampires began to appear in literature, cementing their place in popular culture. Bram Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897, is perhaps the most well-known vampire novel of all time. It tells the story of Count Dracula, a Transylvanian nobleman with a thirst for blood, and his encounter with a group of Englishmen. Stoker's Dracula was a departure from the traditional depiction of vampires as mindless monsters. Instead, the character of Dracula was depicted as a complex and charismatic figure with his own motives and desires. In 1922, the film Nosferatu, directed by F.W. Murnau, brought the story of Dracula to the big screen. The film, which starred Max Schreck as a terrifying Count Orlok, was a commercial and critical success and is now considered a classic of early horror cinema. Another iconic portrayal of Dracula came in the form of Bela Lugosi's performance in the 1931 film Dracula. Lugosi's portrayal of the character as a suave and sophisticated monster became the definitive version of the character for many, and his performance remains a fan favorite to this day. In the modern era, the idea of vampires has continued to evolve and inspire new works of art and literature. The Twilight series, which was published in the early 21st century, introduced a new take on vampires. They were no longer the villains, but rather the romantic leads. The portrayal of vampires in popular culture has also been influenced by scientific advances, such as the discovery of blood-borne diseases and the potential for blood transfusions. While the idea of vampires may seem fantastical, there is a scientific basis for some of their traits. For example, certain blood-borne diseases can cause symptoms such as extreme sensitivity to sunlight and a desire for blood. Overall, the history of vampires is a rich and varied one, with the myth of the vampire evolving and changing over time, whether in the form of the creepy Count Orlok or the charming and seductive powers of modern media. These creatures continue to hold a special place in our collective imagination. And so, the legend of vampires continues to thrive and captivate the hearts and minds of people around the world.